I've got a series of fiction books called Biblical Legends Anthology Series, where the stories are short stories set in biblical settings but don't include biblical characters. So you get aliens and gnomes in the Garden of Eden, Pegasus at the Great Flood, things like that.
Is it based then on Christian teachings, or is it more like a science fiction then?
Yeah, no, it's very speculative. I call it speculative fiction. And what I did was I asked writers to send me stories. I picked the best ones, put them in the books, and published them. All the stories are set in Sodom and Gomorrah. And so I wrote a story for that called Solomon's Lot. The rest of the stories in the anthology are written by other writers that sent me their stories. And I just picked the best ones and put them in the books and published them, making me the editor and the publisher. Sulfuric balls of fire falling out of the sky. Remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Destroyed by fire, God, boom, boom, boom.
So you think something's going to come, a cataclysm?
Well, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
This is just fiction.
What you thought with the eclipse, you said a lot of people are... now, I'm not on board a lot of the mainstream conspiracy theories. I am one of them, but I create my own content and disagree with Jones on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Alex Jones and David Icke, who I used to be inspired by, and they motivated me to start my own show on Access TV in Oregon.
Okay, cool.
But when it became super expensive and overridden by the homeless, I found myself living off grid in the mountains of Colorado until Nazis tracked me down. Because there is an anti-truth energy going on with people that are taken over by evil right now.
Yeah.
That they will pick up on someone that's revealing something that they, and we're talking the unseen forces, not just government, that they don't want revealed. So the way we are affected by solar flares. When the eclipses happen, look at the news. Look at these stories of people throwing their kids out of the car.
Yeah, well, as a Christian, you're called to be kind to everyone. Yeah, and so
regardless of
you're not supposed to be mean to people just because they're different. But yeah, there is demonic activity. The Bible talks about demonic activity. Jesus cast out demons. His followers cast out demons. So yeah,
One reason I stopped is because I felt guided to stop. So I know I'll check out you're probably on YouTube as well, or you have a website there.
Yeah, I've got a website. I don't have a YouTube channel or anything like that as an author.
Author Alan Taylor. Okay.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
But you do believe the apocalypse is upon us, or that we could, more than likely, in our lifetimes, deal with power outages?
I mean, all of that's possible. Yeah, certainly possible. And if you're asking me if I believe in the...
Do you think it's mostly as a fictional... Is there a main point or theme that you're trying to...
To the Biblical Legends series, anthology series, yeah, there's nothing here that I would say is prophetic. There's no prediction that anything is going to happen like this or anything like that. These are just entertaining stories by various authors set in the biblical settings using fictional characters and fictional storylines.
Do you recommend any churches here? I've been to 7 churches here, and I do not it.
Yeah, I don't recommend churches.
Okay. Any reason why you think that should be more of a private Christian thing where you pray at home?
No, Christians ought to fellowship with each other.
Or not necessarily in a church setting, but to do fellowship in the streets or something.
Fellowship anywhere.
Anywhere.
We're fellowshipping right now.
Right.
Yeah, fellowship is just getting together, and Christian fellowship is getting together around the Lord Himself and fellowshipping in the name of Jesus Christ.
If you want, now this one, because I know a lot about the algorithmic manipulation.
So what I do in there, Web3 Social, is I talk about how you can monetize your content.
Are you selling this right now?
Social.
How much is this?
Yeah, $24.99.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can monetize your content, resist censorship. A guy like you, you'd be very much interested in that technology.
Making money, basically.
Yeah, cryptocurrency.
Because I'm shadow banned. They literally are shadow banned my channel, and I'm not going to...
And I talk about shadow banning.
Get around it.
And how you can resist censorship using this technology. You don't pay me, though. You pay Kroger. Take this to the register.
Okay.
Scan the barcode, bring me your receipt, and I'll sign it for you.
Oh, okay. Do you think marijuana use is in line with Christian teachings if you need it for medicinal use? If you have a...
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
It picks up. It just picked up at about 4 o'clock.
So what's the key section here? So I did reach with this eclipse energy. It's also not all apocalyptic. I believe there's also miracles. It's a time to start businesses with the solar cycle to launch projects forward. So I need to be building a new website, selling a t-shirt, and charging money for video content.
Radio programming. So there's a history of the internet in there where I talk about how it was decentralized early on and how now it's largely, silos and walled gardens, and how, these big tech companies have kind of taken over. And, your content on Facebook, for instance, you don't really own it. Facebook owns it.
I heard that about Google too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what you want to do is you want to take ownership of your content. You want to be able to monetize it. You want to protect your digital assets. You want to protect your IP, your intellectual property, your online identity. And so, the technology that's being built right now can help you do that. And so I talk about
Which blockchain technology outside of Bitcoin? Because I don't trust that one. You think that's a winning thing, or at this point?
Well, Bitcoin kind of got the ball rolling, and really it's incredible technology because it's decentralized. But we've learned over time that Bitcoin does have a tendency toward centralization, simply because miners are shutting down. It's becoming, as Bitcoin's price increases, it becomes less profitable to mine the currency. And so, some of them fall out, so now you have fewer crypto miners in the Bitcoin network.
You recommend that I maybe look at, like, Rockfin as one site that has allegedly a blockchain component. There may be other new tube sites that have a blockchain. I know DTube launched and Steemit years ago, but didn't really go anywhere, I don't think.
Yeah, so what happened was Steemit forked into Hive. Are you familiar with Hive? All right, well, what happened? Justin Sun comes along, buys Steemit Inc., and the witnesses were afraid that he was going to use the pre-mined crypto, Steem, and for his own purposes. And because it was set aside for development purposes, developing the blockchain. So they forked it, and there was a big brouhaha about that. They forked the blockchain and went off and created Hive, which now operates the way Steemit was supposed to operate, as a more decentralized capacity.
So you're recommending look at Hive?
I say look at Hive.
Okay.
Now, none of the websites I talk about in there are 100% decentralized, but Hive is the closest, I think. And you get some censorship-resistant technology. You own the keys to your platform. Nobody else has access to those. So nobody can tell you what you can and what you can't say. There are upvotes and downvotes, so you might get into a downvote war with somebody. But
a downvote war?
Yeah. So
I've been
just like
trying to deprogram myself from being, quote, psychically sensitive to negative thoughts or dislikes, to the point where last month I won't look at dislikes.
Yeah,
I just upload and I turn off likes, and I just don't turn off comments because there's too much
negative energy.
Negative energy coming through. Misinterpretations of what's said.
Yeah. And I'm all on board with constructive criticism. If somebody has something to say that can benefit you and offer you some type of critique or review that will benefit you, that's great. But a lot of times, you're right, it's just nasty talk, or negative energy.
So you publish these on Amazon. Is there a primary marketing technique? This is one. You have books that you purchase maybe at a discount in bulk that you sell in person.
Exactly.
Like, one thing I might want to do is travel somewhere and have books with me in the car, and then pull out
This is my primary sales channel. So if you have books and you're interested in getting into Kroger's, I can help you get into Kroger's. There's a program that I joined. I can pass your information on to the guy that runs it. There's online marketing channels. There's advertising, paid advertising channels. I've been doing online content marketing for 18 years, so I've learned ways to do search engine optimization, social media optimization. So I've learned techniques that.
And you think it's a bad idea? It's kind of hard to meet women here to go into these stripper clubs. I haven't gone in 12 years, but I went last night because I'm like, screw it, and I grabbed my beer, and it's like, no, like God or whatever is like, get out.